It's a little dead meme.
Hey, what are you doing?
Trying to pull my hairline back.
You can't do that.
I want it to be up here.
It's too late.
Oh, yeah, you want to be Steve? You want to be Stephen A. Smith?
Yeah.
Try to go over the Stephen A. look.
You should shave. You should do the reverse mohawk.
No.
Yeah, that shit's awesome, dude.
No,
you should do a cul-de-sac.
that shit's not awesome at all.
You should be like you could be like Heihachi, but like bald in the middle.
What I want to do is I want to shave like circles into my head, so like I have like spotted balding.
Oh Jesus! You want to fucking have some real alopecia on like fucking whatever that? What's her?
I want to have that shit
Jada,
for,
whatever.
I want that shit for real, bro.
Yeah,
for real.
No,
see,
you
that
don't.
was a conspiracy. There's some. There was a doctor, a guy that specializes in that shit. And he has alopecia himself, and he was flaming her. He was like, this bitch don't have this shit. Fuck this. He didn't actually say it like that.
Punk ass black bitch.
He's like, you punk ass black bitch.
You must think I'm one of them sucker white boys.
Exactly
He accused her of pretending to have alopecia.
Yeah, he was like, dude, he's like, I have this myself. I deal with this shit, and essentially he was like, what she showed is not consistent with any alopecia I've ever heard of. Like what it looks like is it looks like a scar from something that happened or something she tried, and then she's passing it off as this was natural. This naturally happened. But he was
You
like,
don't
this
have
is not
alopecia. You just eat Jolly Ranchers for every meal. You're unhealthy. You're losing your hair because you're unhealthy. You got no alopecia, bitch.
Yeah, that's
Punk ass black bitch.
That's the consistency. You punk ass black bitch. Hi, my name is Dr. General Thoreau or whatever his name is. And then he's just, you punk ass black bitch. He just immediately
He
just
sits close.
General Thoreau is that's what I'm gonna name my son.
General Thoreaus. That's such a terrible fucking name, bro.
Thoreau.
It's pretty bad.
Or what about neck game or something?
Game.
Just like give him like a really stupid fucking name.
My son's name is gonna be Fist.
Fist
Jameson?
Yep.
That's awful.
Yep.
I mean, it would be awful with any last name, really. There's no last name.
Fist.
Like Fist is.
Oh, there's a Fist Me, like there's a person like it's like M-E-E or something. That's their last
he's like
name.
An Asian guy, and his name is Fist Me.
So stupid. Welcome to the Snark Tank Podcast. Welcome to the Snark Tank Podcast. I'm not sure what episode this is technically because the episodes are a little bit out of order right now. So for those of you who don't know, we just came back from doing a live show, a live episode of the Snark Tank in Richmond, Virginia. It was awesome to see some of you there. King of Haphazard, we met. I actually...
the king was first
bro.
in line, bro.
He's alive. He's alive and well.
He's alive and well, and he is a mega supporter. He was there. He was like one of the first people in line. Also, he was on my flight back to New York because his flight got all switched up, so I got to hang out with him a little bit longer.
Same with Dead Inside. He was on my flight back to Cali.
The guy that
awesome
gave us
dude.
the slap shot, dude. We ran into each other at the airport.
Yeah,
so that was cool. We chopped it up, and I was just flaming you niggas, dude. I was just like, yo. I was like, these guys, they're always doing heroin before the fucking podcast starts. They fucking, and he's like, wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know they were such degenerates.
I didn't know they were drug addicts. I didn't know they were fucking drug addicts.
That's fucked up, man. You don't gotta do that. Why you do that?
There's so much wrong with me already. You don't gotta say I'm a drug addict. There's so many things.
It would be hilarious.
You just throw it.
Everyone should do that. If you ever run into a fan, you should just talk shit on the like whoever it is. Like if it's you, Chris, you talk shit on us. You say all these horrible things. So everybody thinks all this fucked up shit behind the scenes, but no one's saying anything.
You know, if it's real and it's all fucking fake.
What is wrong with you?
Awesome.
What is wrong? You're just.
What do you mean?
What is wrong with you?
That's just cool. That is cool. Come on,
that's not.
You know
cool.
that shit's funny. Like, you're just having like people think like, oh, you know all those gay jokes that Derek always makes. He's actually gay. He's literally gay. He won't come out of the closet. He's really ashamed of himself and stuff.
Oh wow.
Well,
that's actually very thematic. But We'll get into that in a second. We'll get into that in a second.
Derek's
I just want to say,
actually gay.
I just want to say genuinely thank you to everybody who showed up. It was really awesome. We're looking forward to doing it again. We have an idea of where we're going to do it again and when, but we don't want to say anything publicly until we have everything ironed out. But it was an awesome experience. It was cool to see you guys. The episode is delayed a little bit because if you guys saw the Sacred Symbols episode, you understand the production value that this shit is at. It is 4K TriCaster footage. It's an hour of it for our show. Plus we have to edit in the names at the end and all that stuff. So that footage is currently on its way to me physically on a 4 terabyte SSD, that is, en route. So I have to wait to physically get the footage. So for the next, I think probably like 2 episodes, we're not going to name these numbered episodes in the episodes, but just know we talk a little bit about the show. Next episode is probably going to be the live episode, and then after that we'll be back to normal.
And then I'll go retroactively put the episode numbers in. There you go.
Yeah, and then we'll post the first episode again, just so you guys don't get confused.
So
and
we'll
then
post every. So what we do is we'll repost every single episode of the podcast to get all the views again, because we're pieces of shit. That'll just make our channel grow more. They're like, whoa, they got so many. They're posting 2 podcasts a week. Whoa, the algorithm will go crazy.
Do you genuinely think someone would, like, if we posted like episode like 7 again, do you think people would be like, what is this? Do you think people would notice?
Our podcast is definitely a dated podcast kind, because we talk about current events. So
they would notice it.
Someone would know.
They would notice it.
Actually, now that I think about it, I think episode 7 is the one where we were talking about COVID starting. So yeah, people would definitely know.
That's hilarious. But look, I think, and here's the thing, man. You can get away with this shit. All you have to do is just say it. You just a little bumper. And this is what I mean. So Bill Burr, he does 2 podcasts per week, Monday morning podcast and the Thursday, just before Monday, whatever the hell it's called. So he does a half hour, and then the second half hour is a half hour from an old show, just to fill another hour in total. And he does that. He's been doing that for years, and it's brilliant. It just increases the watch time, the listen time, and everything. And then people that maybe have not checked out their old shit, it kills me. It's kind of fucked up, but it's also genius.
That's honestly, like, because there's a lot of, because we do.
Can you copyright yourself? Can you copyright yourself at that moment, or is it transformative enough?
Well, the thing about it is that there is a lot of funny stuff from previous episodes that's not necessarily tied to modern conversations. They're just tied to questions that people ask. Like, I remember I was going through, or somebody sent me like a clip from an older episode, and I put it up on Instagram because it was so damn funny. We were just talking about unhinging our jaw to put a tit in our mouth or whatever the fuck. It was I don't even remember what the fucking context was, but it was such a ridiculous conversation. I was like, there's probably ways to do that with like YouTube Shorts or whatever, where we could like kind of dip into the well and kind of like get the algorithm going that way, because I mean that's whatever. But don't worry, we're not going to post every episode again.
Dude, didn't SoFlo Antonio? Do you remember that guy? You remember SoFlo?
Oh my god,
Antonio.
That's
I
like
think
2015.
I think he used to do that
content
shit
twice.
He used to repost his videos just to fucking get maximum revenue.
That's a fucking savior right there. He's an angel. He's an angel amongst men.
Not only that, you guys remember he was the one stealing everyone's content, and he would just put something before it, like, oh, that feeling when this happens, and then it was somebody else's like fucking TikTok or what was that thing called before TikTok? A Vine. It was like their Vines. Yeah, it was pretty. Man was ahead of his time, man, as far as grifting and shit.
It's like that
nickel and diamond.
He was the kind of dude who would be like that moment when you realize you always have a choice, and then it's just the entirety of Spider-Man. Like the whole movie. And it would just like, it would have like the top, like it was always like emojis at the bottom and like that feeling when at the top, and then just an entire fucking feature length film.
Just a blasphemous human being.
I don't know what happened to him.
Before we get too further into the podcast, we said this a few episodes ago, last episode I'm pretty sure, but we have some visible eyes now currently on the podcast. There are watchers from higher up in a plane far beyond ours called money. And what you call it? It would be best of guys to like, share, all that jizzy jazz. To help us out.
All that bullshit. Leave us positive reviews on iTunes as well. I know that sucks to hear, but it really does help.
It does a ton.
iTunes is really fucking bizarre where they care about that stuff. That's the only way you can engage with podcasts, I guess, aside from just downloading stuff. So we appreciate that stuff. And
do it or else.
Lots of eggplant emojis.
Lots of eggplant emojis. Make 30,000 accounts and view it on each of those accounts twice.
All right, let's calm down.
Or not do that. Let's not promote illegal shit.
Yeah,
that's not illegal. That's viewership.
It is illegal. It's a joke.
Like you're not.
In Minecraft,
like you can't tell them.
In Minecraft,
there you go,
save, bro. Good save.
Anyway, we should. Speaking of, we were talking a little bit about gay.
Gay shit.
Speaking of gay shit, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Madison Cawthorn, but he's been making the rounds recently because. So this is an interesting story for a multitude of reasons. Because this is a dude. I think he's like a Republican. I don't know the correct term. I want to say like representative, but that's really vague, and I'm not sure.
Congressman. I think
he's a congressman, if I'm not mistaken.
He's a Congress nigga. I don't know. I don't know his position. He's definitely in Congress. He's like the youngest motherfucker or something.
Yeah, he's a Republican congressman from North Carolina.
Come on and raise up. Take your dick out.
And so, listen. He's a Republican. He's a Republican congressman from North Carolina, and he recently went on this. I think it was like an interview show or like a podcast or something, and he talked a little bit too liberally, a little bit too loosely about cocaine-fueled sex parties in Congress, and he mentioned this kind of almost as if no one would question him about it. And awesome. As a result of that, immediately after he mentions this, that he doesn't, by the way, he never names any names, right? He just says, this is something that happens, which, by the way, obviously that happens.
Duh. But that happens in theater school. Of course it's happening in Congress. Like, what the fuck? Like, what do you think?
Yeah. I have stumbled into parties not far off from this, and I'm like an L tier YouTuber, like an M tier, you know what I mean? Like there's no reason why if I'm finding myself in these situations that fucking Congress people aren't.
I've been at Starbucks parties and cocaine showed up and I'm just like, we're baristas. You know?
minimum wage baristas doing coke in a fucking Starbucks at 10 p.m.
10 a.m. People are on the bar snorting cocaine, making drinks. Jesus, that didn't really happen. That part.
But so anyway, so as a reaction to this, everybody was like, wow, what the fuck? There are cocaine, sex fueled orgy parties and drug parties in Congress. That's crazy. Again, not really crazy, but to some people who were somehow surprised, they thought that was insane. And immediately after this, suspiciously enough, all of these photos and all of these videos of this dude come out that pretty much confirm this dude is gay. Okay. I don't think
very, very
is
gay.
He open about it, or is he still kind of denying?
He's not open about it at all.
I have questions.
Everything that he's saying, I will give him props for not denying, because what everybody does, like that Marjorie Taylor Greene, for example. She's just, I don't recall anything about January 6th. I don't know. That's the go-to. Just not recalling. They're all a bunch of liars. But I respect at least that he's admitted that everything that's come out is actually him. Instead of just denying it, which people, even when there's evidence that you did all this stuff, they just deny it. He didn't deny it. He's not, because he's too young. He doesn't have proper politician training So the pictures that came out with him in a dress at some cruise, he's like, oh, when your boys just dress up in women's clothing, it's just funny. It's just costumes. I'm like, I've never done that before. Me and my homies have dressed up. We've had a lot of fun, but we've never just gotten women's clothing and partied.
Look, I'm pretty sweet. I'm pretty sweet, all right? But I ain't that sweet. Right?
That one was one of the ones where I was like, I could see, like, I don't know, because we have friends who've done.
You've gotten in women's clothing in a cruise? Like,
no, not in a cruise.
We have friends who've done that, but Chris, the friends who have done that have been a part of the community. There's not a sweet. No, Jalen has never.
No, you didn't know him then.
Jalen has never. No. There had to be a movie being filmed.
That's what it was.
No. That's different. That's Chris. That's vastly different.
But all I'm saying is, like a photograph of a guy in like a dress.
Is not the weirdest thing.
That's like there's footage of Tom Holland in a dress. You know what I mean? Like
it's. Yeah, but we're not talking about Tom. We're talking about Madison Cawthorn.
I understand.
We're not talking about actors and film students.
What I am saying is, like, I could see
it's not
parties
that uncommon to see that shit.
That's not the most I look at that and I'm like, you're definitely a gay person, but fair enough. But like, so all of these little things, it's like little things like there's like a photo of like a staffer of his constantly like having his like hands on his crotch, and I'm like, and he's like, guys, don't you just know when you just, this is just normal?
Yeah, his homie doing? Like they're literally in a Ford F-1 fucking 50. They're in a truck,
guys. Is he standing up for any of the images? Is he standing for any images, or is he being propped up? Is he being propped up?
Stop.
Because I gotta know.
Dude, so I didn't know before we recorded this today. I had no idea he was fucking crippled. Because there's a video. Hold on. Stop. There's a video of him that came out really recently where he's just making baffling Lion King noises as he's like humping some guy on a bed, and I'm like,
he's just face fucking him, dude.
But knowing now that he's crippled, how did he do that?
Because he's got super strong arms.
Upper body strength, bro.
Because his fucking legs
so he's just
aren't
like it's like a towel. He's just like whipping his legs
body? Aren't. Yeah, because his legs aren't like. If you look at the video, his legs aren't like doing anything. He's using his arm strength to come over, and then he's just
upper body, bro.
Fucking slamming his boy, humping his boy's mouth. But there's a wheelchair in the same fucking shot.
But he does it, and what was his response to it? He said something insane. Like, it was like, oh, it's just horsing around.
Yeah, his responses are literally the Snark Tank podcast. All of our fucking like, just going to work on your boys and shit and fucking your homies. All of those jokes that we've made has been his excuses.
Going to work on your boy. Clocking
it's
in
not even,
on your
that's
man,
been all of
bro.
his excuse. Like, he just, it's the best thing ever.
I love it,
instead
bro.
of just being like, the fucking video, there would have been enough plausible deniability to be like, that ain't me. Just like, say, when that video came out, I don't know if you guys remember this. There's a video, Logan Paul was trending one day on Twitter. And there was a guy sitting on the edge of his bed with his head hanging off the bed, being throat fucked. And the guy looked like Logan Paul.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I do remember that.
And I'm telling you, I saw the video and I'm like, I think that's Logan Paul, bro. But the thing is, there's enough plausible deniability to be like, it might not be. It just might be someone that looks like him. I think it is him. I just think it is him. I think it's like one of those things where he got caught slipping, and then he's just like, shit, let me just say it's not me, and then it'll go away.
That's not slipping.
That's slipping. That's getting caught slipping, bro.
Well, he got caught with the dick slipping in his throat. You know
if anything,
that's getting caught slipping. That's like me getting caught my hand in my pants in public. You know,
that's not getting caught slipping.
I got caught.
That's not getting caught slipping. That everything that isn't that is him getting caught slipping. That's the real him.
No,
it's the rest of everything else.
No, it's caught slipping because what happened is there's a portrayed self and then there's a true self. if your portrayed self is the one you show more often than your true self, your true self is you getting caught slipping in the public.
I understand the premise. It was just a joke.
But I have never seen that video, and I'm so mad I never saw that video because I would have lost my mind if I would have saw that.
I sure if you type in on Twitter like Logan Paul throat fuck, it'll still be there.
Yeah,
it was like that dude. It was like when McChicken was trending. If you guys remember that shit.
Oh my god, dude!
I do remember.
Please tell me you remember. You guys remember when McChicken was trending?
I do. God damn it. But dude, like it's so, what's so funny about this though, this whole thing isn't necessarily that it's like, I mean, it is funny that the whole like, you know, Republican, you know, conservative, you know, traditional values, people just happen to secretly be cock goblins, you know? That is a funny reality. But what's funniest about this to me is that it's very clear that these videos and photos and all of these accusations came out in response to him letting the leak slide about these coke orgies. And now it's like, if for some reason you were skeptical about these before, no way are you skeptical now. Like, obviously those are real. Obviously those are happening. Because why else would all of this information randomly come out of nowhere for no fucking reason?
I totally believed number one, when he mentioned it, he had no reason to say that because it wouldn't help him out in any way, shape, or form. That's the one thing where it seems like the weirdest thing that I'm like, okay, him saying that would only hurt his career. It's not like if he just said something like, you know, it's typical, like, oh, grooming kids, the left, if he just said that, hit those beats, he's going to be good. He would be perfect. He went completely in the opposite direction. And he said he flew way too close to the sun.
You know what I bet it was?
He was doing the thing.
You know what I bet it is?
He told the truth to a politician.
I bet that's what it is. I bet he's like, you know what? I'm going to try and be like a down-to-earth, truthful politician. And I bet he was just saying that because he assumed everybody thought that was happening anyway. Like, because who the fuck doesn't think that's happening? What? Who the fuck does not think that there are coke-fueled orgies in DC?
I would say most voters, particularly that are boomers, and they don't think, they think things are like, yeah, my name is Samuels and everything's fine. I have one car and I still got my pension and shit, and Trump is good and he did things that actually helped me, so I guess. You know,
I have one car, I hate my wife, and immigrants are the worst. Welcome to the US.
What makes it funny is that
Samuels.
What happened is, what happened? He told the truth, right? And then the person in that red cloak that showed him the book that has the actual like incantation to summon the devil was just like, all right, you spoke too much. And then he went and he pressed upload, and now everyone thinks he's gay and he's gonna lose his platform and his life is ruined. And they're gonna take his wheelchair.
No. Hold on, let's correct that. People don't think he's gay. He's gay. He's a
sorry.
Like,
he's at least
not
a
that
little
there's anything
queer.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's
of course not.
Totally fine.
But
I don't even think that needs to be stated. It's literally, there would be no problem if this guy was just like, my name is Madison Cawthorn. I am a huge advocate for LGBT rights, and here's me face fucking my homie. Everybody be okay.
That's champion shit right there.
Champion.
I don't care. Like, good for you. But
I read something that said it was his cousin. Is that true?
He fake fucking his cousin? That's crazy.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, dude, with the stuff that's been coming out of him. Because here's the thing. A lot of people would try to pass this off as like, oh, this is like frat boy behavior. But here's the thing about fraternities. The only ones that are doing that gay shit are the ones that are curious, man. Because, like, I know people that went to some party schools and they were in frats and they're like, miss me on that shit. Like, you can go ahead, don't fucking touch me. It was just if you want to participate in the fraternization of, like, you know, Greek homies, like you're Greek boys, you're doing some Greek shit, then, you know, you thought about it. You're like, you know, I'm kind of curious about my homie's butt.
What do you mean you don't glaze your friend's face in cum?
My cousin went to NYU, and he was a frat boy, and he told me horror stories about like how he had to physically fight one of his seniors because they were being a little too sweet. And he was like, I'm not comfortable with this. And then obviously, you know how there's always this one Broderick looking motherfucker that's gonna be like, fuck, you don't want to be a part of it? And my cousin put him on his ass. But he said they were pushing the envelope a little too much. And he was just like, look, man.
There's only so far you can go with a prank before it's like you just want to do this. It's like, wouldn't it be? Oh, guys, Eddie's asleep. Watch, I'm gonna shove my flaccid pee-pee in his nose and then get hard and stretch his nostril out. Isn't this funny? Like
that is a joke we came up with like a year or two ago, and we were laughing our ass out because one nostril would be all inflamed and loose.
Waking up and he just can smell so amazingly.
It's like, what the fuck, my
for the rest of his life, he just has one giant loose hanging nostril.
It's hanging in on itself, so it's. What happened to your nose,
good,
dude?
Bro. We got him good.
Yo, dude, that's not good at all. It's a joke.
I had some friends that were just like that shit. They were the friends that I were like, see, I'm never gonna spend the night or hang out or whatever with you motherfuckers, because they were talking about like, oh yeah, like homie was like sitting down and I just like put my penis in his hand while he wasn't looking up. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to do that. Like, that's not funny to me.
That's sexual harassment.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm like, can I be honest? I'm gonna be 100% honest. I've never been comfortable, and I mean this. I've never been comfortable. I played sports for a lot of years. Never been comfortable with my ass being slapped. The pat on the butt is a classic common thing in sports. Now, to be honest, I've never been comfortable.
I got used to it. I really just got used to it. I understand people who are not comfortable with it. Well, did you shower? Did you shower in the locker rooms?
No, we didn't. My school didn't have working showers, so we had to shower at home, which I wouldn't have showered. I don't think I would have showered with the boys anyway. I never liked doing that.
So much penis showering in the locker room, bro. It's like I saw so much dick, and I was just like, yo, no one has any shame. Everybody's walking. I would have my underwear on until the shower would clear out. Everybody else would just have their dicks out. And it's like, yeah, dude, running around doing backhand springs while their penis is out. I'm just like, what is going on?
It's the boys club, man. It's like, it's always been, when you think about like when, like, say, a lot of times the good old boys, they always think back to like some of the manliest times in history, and they always think to like the Greeks and Spartans and stuff. And I'm like, those dudes were wrestling naked constantly. They were banging each other constantly.
They were
and I'm like,
banging
this is what
each other
these guys,
out, bro.
This is what they're trying to reminisce. This is what they're reminiscing over. I say I have no problem with them doing it. It's just not my bag. I like to have fun. I'm comfortable with my sexuality, but like, genuinely, if we're being completely honest and candid, I don't want to fuck my boys. I'm just saying.
No, obviously.
I really don't.
Yeah, me neither.
You know what it reminds me? You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that, did you see that Tucker Carlson video? Like, it was like the end of Men or something. It was like this, it was like this trailer. You saw that, right?
Yes!
It was this, right? It was like this Fox News video of all these guys, just like, it was shot like a commercial for men, almost, where it was like, look at this, we used to be fucking amazing and what happened or whatever, and it's just all of these like glamour shots of like the like muscular men's backs, and I'm like, this is gay as hell.
It was super gay.
How is this so gay and it's right wing? How is that possible? Do they know?
Because what happening is the veil is blurring. The veil that lets them understand. They're about to get it. They're about to be like, yo, oh shit. Some dude's gonna be in his fucking house with his 2.5 kids. Is gonna stand there and be like, honey, I've been gay for a while. Just be like, yeah, I know.
It's the horseshoe about to meet at both ends, where it's like, am I so straight that I'm gay? Is that what's happening?
But that's so fucking. But isn't that so common? Isn't that so nuts when you see that? the ultra masculine dude that he's fucking making love to his boy in the F-150, like on the side. You know it.
You know damn well he's throwing some fucking pepperoni. This guy is obviously sweet. You're just like, yo, dude, just admit it. No.
I just want these guys to just live comfortable. I just want these guys to just be comfortable. Like, I want Madison Cawthorn to just be like, all right, guys, you got me. I love penis. And then, just kind of like, just his shoulders can relax. They can slump down. He just, and the dudes.
I'm not going to make that joke.
All right, guys, you guys got me. You guys got me. I'm the Barry Manilow of Stephen Hawking's. And I'm here, as gay and crippled as can be. And this is who I am. And God bless me. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's just so funny how much they distance themselves from it, and it's like
insanity.
Bro,
it's insanity because like there's just no problem with it. There's just no problem with it. But that dogmatic, like evangelical madness that's into them, they just won't let it go. And it's like, bro, because I've watched shit where there are people who are gay, conservative, like religious people who are like, I have these gay thoughts, but I refuse to be gay. And it's like, bro, smoke a blunt. Go fuck some dude's ass and take a nap, bro.
There's also there's that famous video from that guy at the church too. It's like ancient where he gets like converted. He was like, I ain't gay no more.
I'm delivered.
I am delivered.
Like that guy's fucking amazing.
I wonder where that guy is now.
He made a video not too long ago. He's still gay.
Yeah. He's still ultra gay. This video resurfaced when Milo Yiannopoulos said that he's not gay anymore.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
you remember that? Like last year, he said he's not gay.
He's ex-gay.
He's completely, dude. Fucking is an icon. He's an LGBT icon.
Yeah, that guy stood no chance. That guy stood no chance of passing for straight ever. Like
the thing is that it's so many problems that you can't avoid. There's so many things going on that it's like, yo, if you're gay, just admit that to yourself. Go on about your life like that. You'll be fine. There's like global warming and like climate change. That's a real problem. Your homosexuality is just fine.
It sucks because the only reason they don't think that is because, like you said, is the dogma. That's the only reason they don't think that. The only reason they don't think it's okay is because they're being told that they're going to burn in hell for sucking dick. And I'm like, really? Dude, this sucks.
Can I suck bro dick? Nope. But I'll be mad.
But then they'll make those Tucker Carlson videos that it's like the gayest shit I've ever seen, and it's like what?
They're like, dude, this thing turned people gay, bro. Like,
yeah, it's
you
like
gotta see that shit, Sween. You gotta see that shit because look at the way that you were supposed to do straight content back in the day, at least I guess, was you're supposed to put like hot chicks with huge tits and stuff, and there's like they're holding guns and stuff, and you're like, oh, but there's like buff dudes posing and being all like you were basically just admiring their physique, and I'm like, that's like you're I don't know what to these people like the people watching this video right now on Tucker Carlson's network or whatever, they're not bodybuilders. So they're not, you know what I mean? Like, say, I can watch me being a part of the fitness industry. At least I was for a time. I could watch and admire a man's physique. We're being like, oh man, that guy's putting in this work. Look at his obliques. Look at all this stuff. But the people watching Tucker Carlson, they're not doing that. They're just looking for manly content, and they're getting juicy buff men, and now they're getting turned on.
Hey, I'm gonna be real, bro. Some of those obliques look kind of nice. I ain't even gay like that, but like it's like, yo, that guy looks great.
I would kill for some obliques, like those side abs, dude. Like that shit, because I've never had anything even close to that, bro. Even when I was like 160 pounds back in the day when I played football, like I just couldn't get that shit. But if I looked like a Greek statue, bro, I'd be like, oh man, that's I hope these Tucker Carlson fans are looking at me and just fucking ripping their shorts. Dude.
I hope they're just bananas to my physical form. I want them to birth themselves to me.
I hope fucking Madison Cawthorn fucking tackles me with his wheelchair and then just mounts me.
I have no problem. I'd have no problem being a cum tribute, bro. I have no problem. I'd be like, yo, Bust on every image of me, bro. I'll send you some. I'll sign them, bro.
Yo, remember that? Who was getting busted on?
It was Pokimane.
What's her name? The streamer, Pokimane. That was, dude.
Oh my God.
That
was
video
magical.
was so fucking
That was
absurd.
magical.
That's so heinous.
That was
man.
so absurd.
You gotta
Yo,
be...
dude, what would you do? I'm sorry, sorry to cut you. Dude, Chris, what would you do? You log onto Twitter right now, and that's the first thing you see in your mentions is some dude busting all over his screen of a picture of you.
I don't think I would. I would not. I'd probably block the guy. Probably.
Chris, and it's hosey. It's not exactly like a squirt out.
on,
It's
man.
like a.
It's like that Will Sasso video of him peeing red in the toilet.
just a violent fucking stream.
But the phone is drenched. He picks it up and you can hear audible drips coming off the phone.
I don't know, man. That stuff.
So you think you
stuff
would
is
block
so
him?
sick. I would. I think I don't block anybody. The only people I block, literally, are, and this is true. The only people I block on Twitter are the people who like spam those that you know that screenshot of like 2009 Twitter with Elon Musk's Twitter account on it. You ever gotten those like spam messages? It's like a very particular
closed, so
bot.
I don't know.
It's like a very particular. It's not DMs. It's like replies. I don't know. Every now and again, I'll get like some weird, and maybe somebody in the listening will know what I'm talking about. But there's these random spam bots that just spam this image of Elon Musk's Twitter account from 2009, and it's just gibberish. I don't know. It's very weird. It's very baffling. But those are the only people I have blocked on Twitter. That would break my rule, though. That would be the first person I'd be like, you're gone. I don't need this. I don't need this.
It's fucking nutting.
I don't know.
It's just such a sick. It's just such a sick fucking. I don't know why. What would compel you?
He has
like
one of your shirts. He has one of your shirts that went missing, air quotes, and he's just lathering it. And you're like, yo, how'd he get that shirt? I remember that shirt, and it's gone now. I only wore that shirt in my house.
It's the New York shirt that I threw up on, and when I went to Long Beach and got crossfaded too much. I think, I don't know, like, that's like a special kind of off kilter to me. To like be like, you know who will appreciate this photo of them with cum on it? The person in the photo. Like that is such that the brain, the synapses that fire to lead to that choice make me really concerned. It reminds me of the people who like actually have genuine conversations in porn comments, or like people who are like, they'll watch a porn video and they'll watch a porn video and then they'll be like, yeah, fuck that pussy. And I'm like, who the fuck are you talking to? This is a Reddit.
Dude, there's nothing funnier. There's nothing funnier than reading Pornhub comments. There have been so many times I went there with one intention and I'm just staying for the show now. Where I'm just laughing my ass off so much and I'm just like, yo, this is insane. People having serious conversations in the comments. It's beautiful.
I have genuinely gone on to watch porn, got distracted by comments, laughed a lot, and then just went to bed.
Several times.
Several times. The comments
it's so good, but it's also like, those are the people I worry about.
Oh yeah, they're dangerous.
They're definitely dangerous people. Now let's reverse the sex. What if a woman fucking Marcus Phoenixed all over a picture of you?
No.
I'd be like, ew.
No?
You shouldn't be able to hose like that. You're not a faucet. And I would report her.
Well, my first thing...
I wouldn't say that. Isn't that like rude to women that squirt? Like, what's wrong with me? Do you think what's wrong with me? Like, you shouldn't be able to do that.
You're not a sink. You're a girl. Report.
The main red flag there... The main red flag there, to me, is... Yeah. You don't have to do this.
Just don't send it to me.
You have many opportunities to facilitate your sexual desires in ways that do not include this depraved shit. So just go do that. The fact that you're doing this in the first place is a massive problem. Specifically Marcus Phoenixing all over a photo of me and then sending that to me.
Yeah, don't send it to me. That's it. Do whatever you want to my pictures,
I don't need to see that.
Is there not one speck of like flattery Even though you find it disgusting, you're just like, well, at least this person really likes me or some shit. Or I don't know.
It would have to be a very specific handful of people. Like maybe like 2 people.
Okay. Oh, I see.
If it was like if Allison Brie sent me a video of her squirting on a photo of me, I'd be like, first of all, that would do 2 things. That would both inflate my ego to a degree that would be really unsafe, but also make me so sad because now I know Allison Brie is not as good of a person as I thought she was. Because
that's not a bad person, Chris.
A bad person, bro.
She's just busting on the image of you.
All right, Kingston. Next time somebody comes on a photo of Lily and sends it to her, I'll just try and argue that he's not a bad person. He's totally normal fucking guy.
No, that guy's there's a deviant. There's a difference between being a deviant and being a monster. Okay,
I totally agree.
Some people are.
I'm not saying he's a monster. I'm just saying you're bad.
I
don't mean. Let me rephrase this. When I say bad person, I don't mean you as a person are evil. I just mean as a human being.
You're not the grade.
You are not. You're not a good example of a person. You're like really what's the opposite of calibrated. Whatever that is.
Uncalibrated?
Is it uncalibrated? Decalibrated?
I think that
it's something like that.
Disjointed.
Discombobulated,
discombobulated kind of works.
Because it's just not a mental state that is indicative of like a normal person.
But like
it would make me less interested in Allison Brie to know that that's the kind of person that she is. But also, I would still be inherently flattered because I already have so much. So
you're telling me you wouldn't pipe her, being like, "Oh, she's into me. I can easily just get at her now."
Derek, I would. Like, I'm just not happy about it. I would. Okay. I'm just not. I'm not proud of that. But I understand.
Okay, look.
But what? And know that you hit her up. Hold on. You hit her up. You're like, hey, yo, you how about the real thing? She's like, no, thanks. I like the picture better.
I would shoot myself on this podcast.
I would
tell you guys to upload it uncut.
What makes it crazy is that like depravity. Everyone's a bit depraved, you know. Like girls have asked me to send me pictures of their cum, and I'm just like, I'm not sending you a picture of my cum because once it's out of me, it's of no use to me anymore. I hate it.
Wait, what do you mean? Like just I
hate it.
I hate it now. Post nut therapy, clarity. You is like, ew. Get this away from me. I'm a beast.
Have you guys seen that E-Fukt? I don't think it's an E-Fukt video actually, but it definitely should be on E-Fukt. And the guy he comes and he hits himself in the eye and he squeals like a pig.
No, I have not seen that.
I saw this in a group chat and it was the. I wish I could find that video again.
I'm sure it's on E-Fukt.
I haven't been on E-Fukt in a while, and I've been saving it up. I want to go through an E-Fukt like entire fucking like day where me and Lily just watch E-Fukt together and see how disgusted she gets.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Me and my girl are gonna do that shit. I've been saving up E-Fukt for. I used to watch it quarterly. I used to watch E-Fukt quarterly. I was like, 3 months, watch the content, come back in the next quarter.
Like your fucking taxes.
Yeah, dude. But that was years ago. I am so far behind that I haven't been on that website. The last time I legitimately remember being on that website was in 2018.
Damn.
And I logged off quick because this I'm not even gonna say what it was, but it just made me. I was like, I'm done with this. It wasn't good. It wasn't funny because I go there for the funny, and this wasn't funny to me at all. But yeah, I'm excited to marathon that shit.
Yeah, there's certain genres of video that I
the video of that guy, the 2 dudes fucking that girl in somewhere in Latin America, and then one of the guys coming on the other dude, and then the guy just keeps fucking the girl. That shit was so if someone comes on me,
dude, I'm dead. I'm telling you, I will die.
I am not.
I will
if someone comes on me, my form will change into something else, and then I'll attack them. I'll disembowel them, and then I'll be like, "Oh, I
literally think I would die, dude. I don't even think I can attack somebody.
Someone held you down. People are holding you down, jacking off at you. You're like, please don't, please don't, please.
It's just like. It's such a stupid thing. It's such a stupid thing, but like it's the worst visceral like I get such a reaction just thinking about that.
Chris,
like somebody
it's a terrible image.
Where is your money sign for that? How much would it cost to allow someone to come on you?
No,
at least no. I gotta tell you, at least 7 figures.
At least a cool meal.
At least 7 figures.
It would be 7 figures.
It would
and I would have to be like,
and it can't be my face. If they come my face, I'm ripping their head off. If they come my face, I'm ripping their head off. I'm going to.
I would have to be in like one of those chemistry lab showers.
Oh, the vats that you pull and everything is
yeah.
No, that's too easy. That's like $10,000, dude. You can't do that. Okay, what? Look, 1 million.
He's about to throw up.
I feel like this is like no offense to gay people. I swear to God, dude.
You don't want to be made into a frosted ghost against your will.
You don't want to be a glazed bronut.
Because what I'm trying to say. Did
you say a glazed bronut?
Yeah.
$10 million, Elon Musk bust in your mouth.
Oh my God, no, that's out of the question.
If someone came on my mouth, I would put my feet on their shoulders, grab their head while crouched, and then stand up with all my might. Just yanking their spine out their body like Sub-Zero. And then I would stand on them until they fell down.
You ever see the video of the monkey doing that? What?
Just ripping someone's spine out?
Ripping someone's spine out like Kun Lao.
A monkey attack
there's a lot of video. This is like a video of a horse eating a baby out of a microwave. There's all sorts of really horrifying things you can find on the internet. But let's not get into it.
I gotta look that up.
Let's move on.
I gotta see that.
Don't do it, Mr. Ed. Don't do it.
Gotta see a horse eating a baby.
That's a very tasty baby.
That reminds me of when you said it was something you said a while ago. It's like, oh yeah, I saw a cooked baby. And
my friend in the army. That's right. My friend in the army literally found a cooked baby in Afghanistan.
It is so evil that it's funny because I can't register it as
this
real.
Is the future. This is the future that liberals want. They want cooked babies. That's why we have to overturn fucking Roe v. Wade. You want cooked babies? I didn't think so.
I'm fucking crying because I'm sad and it's funny. Oh my fucking God.
Oh, before we run out of time, we're not close to running out of time specifically, but like before we run out of time for like specifically the topics, I do want to talk about this Dave Chappelle thing because this shit is wild. What happened?
Oh my Lord.
So, you know what happened, right, Sweeney?
Yeah.
Oh, you okay?
Oh shit!
You're sweating.
He's thinking about them babies, man. He's thinking about that delicious baby.
Some motherfucker
with fucking sweet baby rays on that motherfucker.
Yo, guys, I'm so
up.
stressed out right now. It's not even funny.
Why? What's wrong?
The idea of a horse eating a baby out of a microwave is the most wild thing I could ever think of.
It is such it's a
Dante's
good Picasso
Inferno.
painting.
That's Dante's Inferno type shit. You get to like the fucking 6th ring of hell, and then you walk into a room, and there's a horse devouring a baby. And you're like, what?
Yeah,
the fuck?
It's like that painting of Kronos eating his kid or whatever.
But it's a horse.
But it's a horse, and there's a microwave involved.
Holy God.
Anyway. Dave Chappelle got tackled at a what the fuck even was it? Was it a stand-up show? I'm confused. I'm confused because the attendance was so bizarre. It was like Jamie Foxx and Chris Rock, but it was also like Busta Rhymes. So like I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, it was probably in a very popular area. I don't know what city it was in. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna show up to Chappelle's show. Because I would do. I mean, there would be a lot of popular assholes that would always go to like the Comedy Store and stuff like that. So it was probably like something like that.
Well,
yeah, but he was
friends
doing
with each other. They all know each other. all the famous black people know each other, you know, so they're all probably just chilling, just hanging out.
Yeah, talking about how they didn't invite Tyler Perry. I think
it's like the Met Gala in like 2018. It was like that one year where Black Panther came out and like Us or Get Out came out, and it was the one time the Met Gala was like predominantly black, and then they were like, we can never ever let this happen again. Ever.
Gala, I forgot that even happened. The Met Gala happened as well.
Yeah, it did.
You know how I know the Met Gala happened is because there was a picture of Billie Eilish that her tits were literally a millimeter from just exploding onto the entire thing. The
floor.
It was. I've never seen a bosom so constricted and like this. It seemed like it was just shaking, just ready. I was like, that doesn't look comfortable, but I appreciate you for doing that.
Yeah,
like you took one for the team. For being, it's like wearing like women when they wear those crazy ass heels and then they're fucking, you know, they just shred their fucking calves and stuff and they're all fucked up at the end of the day. I'm like, I appreciate your sacrifice.
They look like fucking elites.
What's funny is that I was just there. I was just at the Met because I came back.
You went to Met Gala?
I went to the Met because that's my favorite museum. But I went to the Met and we were like, we couldn't go through the front. And immediately we were like, why can't we go through the front? You fucking dickheads, obviously, because I was in New York, you know. I became what I once was before I left. So I was like, the fuck you mean, dickhead? I want to go up the fucking stairs. And they were like, you can't be here.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that looks so uncomfortable.
But yeah,
I didn't actually
you see it? You're watching it? You've seen it?
Yeah, I didn't actually see this.
That's the only reason I saw that and my eyes obviously were like, excuse me?
Jeepers,
and then it was like, oh, it's her at the Met Gala, and I was like, dude.
That looks insanely uncomfortable.
That's what
I
I'm
don't know if she
saying,
had large
bro.
breasts like that. That's crazy. Good for her.
I don't know. I could tell because she would wear those giant shirts, but there would be a huge bump over her giant shirts. You know, like
It's
so
not
there's like
that
those
surprising.
thirsty fucking like what do you call it? Like those monsters that were like just waiting for her to like dress in. Like,
I hate that you actually snarled. God damn it!
But that's how I picture the. What was it like? I think it was a Family Guy where they're picturing like some Boston guy. Like a black guy trying to order like pizza or some shit like in Boston, and like the guy in the counter's just like snarling and shit because you know they're all you know what type of rap the Bostonians get. You know, the whole So
anyway,
I thought that was actually a pretty funny joke.
Anyway, yeah, the Met Gala happened and it was very, very tone deaf. I feel like something at the that was when the news broke about like Roe v. Wade, and then like everybody was at the Met Gala, and it was like really like a amusingly dystopian set of events happening side by side. But
so true.
This Dave Chappelle thing, he was doing a show, and I think they were wrapping the show up, and he got tackled by somebody in the audience. And the guy was like, he had like this weird gun knife. It was like the handle of the knife was a gun, but it was like a fake gun, and there was a knife coming out of the.
It's literally a Kingdom Hearts weapons. Kingdom Hearts fucking weapon.
It really was. It was like the weebiest shit I've ever seen someone carry.
He probably,
but like they
get him, Sora. Yuck.
Sora used the Glock 19.
Dave Chappelle shouldn't live here, and he just fucking.
Is that a registered firearm, Mickey? I think he tackles Dave Chappelle to the ground, and then immediately gets beat to shit.
No, he gets dragged to the back.
Yeah, he got dragged backstage by Busta Rhymes, Jamie Foxx, Dave Chappelle, and a handful of other people. And they just kick the shit out of this guy. And then they throw him out. And there's a video of him being put on a stretcher. And his arm is like... His arm is backwards. He looks like an Auntie Anne's pretzel. And it's like the craziest video I've ever seen. I've never seen someone's body bend in that way.
What makes it so funny is that people that don't know, Jamie Foxx is in very good shape for someone in their 50s. So is Dave Chappelle. And Busta Rhymes is an enormous human. He's like 6'5", like 400 pounds of muscle. He's a huge person. And they beat this one idiot, most likely weeb, because they're the only people that behave like that. But they beat him so bad that it looked like they forced him to evolve into something else when they were taking him out of there. He looked like a different creature.
I gotta tell you though, I feel like he got off very lucky with that many people stomping him out. Like usually I've seen casualties with less people getting stomped out.
Oh yeah.
Like where they're just gone.
What happened? It's excessive force, man. You gotta beat someone until they're no longer a threat. You can't kill that person because then you killed somebody. But you can beat them up a little bit. You can rough them up.
Well, with this dude having a weapon, he justifiably could have been stomped to death.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like the fact that he didn't with that many feet stomping him he got very lucky. He's very fucking lucky he's alive.
They DDR'd him, man.
Boom, 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 boom.
Like
I want you in my room.
Oh man, you know anyone that actually played that game?
Oh yeah,
like they actually got into it.
A couple of them, yeah. I never got into it though. I could never.
It was too. I felt too embarrassed. Not like dancing in front of people. Just like you see the type of people that are usually on there. And I was
what
like,
are you talking? Whoa, that's people. I did the rock thing. I'm proud of myself, but what do you mean, man? That's a little. You know, the people that play that game are of a certain
fucking no. I'm talking about sweaty weebs. It's not usually in ethnicity. It's sometimes it is, but it's sweaty weebs. I mean, I literally on my phone right now. The last time I went to round one, that arcade, I have a footage of a guy drenched in sweat, just playing the game, and I was like, this disgusting. Like who wants to play it after he's been on it?
What's crazy?
It's like he was working out at the fucking elliptical at the gym. It was disgusting.
What's crazy is that I've seen people that look like gross people that can't talk to girls playing it, but I've also seen people that look fresh as fuck, drip the fuck out playing DDR. Like they're like doing the steps, they're like stepping off the board, so they're actually dancing. Then they're like flowing back onto the board, and I'm like, yo, that's fire. That's heat. But then, they're rare though.
To play DDR well and to be like a pro is kind of different. Like I feel like there are people who do what you're talking about, where they actually dance and they still do really, really well. But then there are people who like grab the bar
and look insane,
and then they just like they're just
you
shaking
can't even see their feet anymore. There's after images.
He's just hovering.
Just looks like a fucking honey fucking hummingbird and shit. Just fucking
They look like Sonic. They look like Sonic, but not going anywhere.
Like Sonic when he's running.
Yeah, their legs become an infinity. It's just like
go faster.
Yeah, I don't know. I never got into it. Like, rhythm games in general are kind of hard for me, unless it's like Guitar Hero. But specifically with like my legs, I have no rhythm with my legs at all. Like, I can't figure that shit out. Like my dad I look at my dad sometimes. He's like tapping along to songs, and he like. It's insane because I feel like looking at my dad do that stuff, like you could have been a drummer probably, because it's insane. Like
that's where I learned rhythm with my feet from, because I was that kid that didn't stick with any instrument I played. I fooled around the guitar, the bass, I fooled all of them, but I learned how to keep rhythm with the kick of a drum. Yeah. That's where I learned how to keep rhythm with my legs, at least. I can't like do DDR like those fucking mongrels can, because they're playing a different game in life than I am. But like, I can definitely keep beat with my feet and my freaking, my hands and stuff like that. I can even do my fingers too.
It's just my hand. Like I can handle doing guitar and piano and having like my hands do separate things. But the second like my hands are doing separate things and then my feet are now in the mix, it's like, no, they just don't work. Can't do it.
It takes a minute to get used
to get the use to because you have to keep it. The first like thing you learn for a drum is like one kick snare. You have to keep doing it over again and like switching them out. That is the hardest thing to learn for drums. Then after you get past that, everything else is way easier. Like learning to like have one beat with your foot, then one beat with the snare, and always doing that. That was like, I couldn't do that for like months. And then eventually I got that and I was like, oh wow, this world's opening up to me. I don't want to play this instrument anymore. I want to watch porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's crazy how many people are actually learning how to play drums when Guitar Hero Rock Band became a thing.
Really?
When they started getting the drums, a ton of people, because if you put it on expert, it's just playing the drums. And a lot of people, they just learn how to play the drums using those fucking things.
Yeah.
And why is because they don't feel like they're learning, like just like in a way that, oh, this is tedious. They're playing a game, which makes it fun. All right. It's kind of like the difference between when people say like, oh, I'm so dumb, like I suck at school, but then they have an encyclopedia of knowledge about Batman or fucking whatever they care about. Or I'm like, yeah, like you're not stupid, you're just fucking don't give a shit about what you're learning in school.
True. That's most people. Like, oh, I'm not good at numbers. It's like, all right, you don't know numbers. You know exactly when. It's literally Chris. Like, oh, I'm terrible at math. I'm like, all right, what day did Halo Reach come out? You can count back the days and know the exact hour when you started playing. And it's like
that's not true.
It's like, all right, dude, sure, you're not.
That's not true. I just memorize the date. I just know what the dates are. I don't count back at all.
Yeah, sure you don't.
Now you probably know about your favorite fucking FOV, where it should be here, and the points in this, and you probably know velocity versus. You probably know all this shit.
Your FOV should be at 100 because that gives you the maximum like range without minimizing your crosshair.
I think 111 does personally because I have horrible eyes. I need more on the screen, but that's your opinion.
There's a stink bug on my monitor right now, and it's pissing me off so much. I'm leaving it alone because I think it would be amazing if it like crawled on the lens of the camera
and then blew up.
You should Dave Chappelle it right now. Just stomp.
Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. So he gets stomped. So he gets stomped the fuck out. He gets put out on a stretcher. Apparently, he's like some MAGA rapper or something. Like some weird.
I heard something about that.
I heard something about that. I don't know if that's true. He definitely. Yeah, you could look at it. You could fact check this fucking guy because he did survive. They didn't kill him. Dave Chappelle did not kill this man with Jamie Foxx and Busta Rhymes and Chris Rock, who was also there.
Awesome though.
But man, how serendipitous for Chris Rock to be there. Like this is like the second time like a black comedian gets assaulted on stage by another black. It's so interesting.
No, it's not.
And he couldn't wait.
It is kind of interesting.
Wait to grab the mic.
He couldn't wait.
Was that Will Smith?
He was like, he grabbed it
immediately, which was pretty great.
That was pretty good. I mean, you have to make that joke, really.
Oh, of course.
If that's like you. It's the obvious one, but come on, dude.
You still have to say it. Like, you can't not say it.
Was that Will Smith?
What makes
dude,
it? Dude,
they beat him the fuck out. And you know what's funny? They went back on stage and joked about it afterwards. That is some...
immediately after.
That is some bad assery right works, there.
Man. It's like the first time I ever saw that was there was this moment in the Eric Andre show where this guy tries to run up on stage and shoot Eric Andre. And they tackle him and they beat him up. And then Eric Andre goes, yeah, what's that guy's problem? And I'm just like, what the fuck? What is the idea of
man,
like...
I can hear it in his voice too. That's fucking awesome.
The idea of a real... Because like, I don't consider myself a comedian. But the idea of a real comedic mind finding everything as a joke. Like, I would have been fucking terrified. Like, oh my god, am I gonna keep doing this? Am I gonna run off stage? This motherfucker's first instinct was to tell a joke about that. That was his first reaction. It's like, bro,
it's like it's just the natural default for some people. Like, did you was there at any point like during the live show that you got like super nervous at all?
Oh, of course, the whole time.
You were nervous the whole time?
The whole time.
Really?
Yeah.
You seem pretty relaxed, so you hit it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hide my fear very well. I'm always stressed out.
I think we did a good job. I think it was a really good show.
I think it was good.
I was
low key like really upset.
Why?
Oh no, just because like it was just unfortunate that I felt like I was in pain the whole time. I don't think it was obvious.
Right.
I think I hit it well, but yeah, like I don't know. Like I was like, damn, I wish, because what I wanted initially for the live show was to do a little bit more crowd work and kind of like move around a little bit. But I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna pass the fuck out if I do that. But what were you gonna say?
I don't know. Was I talking about the responding to what you were asking about being nervous or some shit or whatever? I don't know what the fuck.
I think so.
My mind's doing two different things right now because I was listening to you, but then I was also seeing this stupid fucking this toy gun thing that he did. Like it looks like a cake. It looks like, when you make like awesome shit out of cakes. That's what it looks like. I'm like, how it looks so stupid. But anyway, no, the show was dope. We did. I think we did very well, and I was gonna say that it was freezing. And that was the only thing that fucking threw me off a little bit because, it's supposed to be in a venue. It's supposed to be cold because a lot of people perform. They're moving around, so they get way too fucking hot. We're sitting there. I'm in my fucking shorts and stuff. And I was cold and I was afraid. I was like, oh my God, I think my teeth are going to start chattering, which would have been like fucking really stupid. But that's how cold I was. I was like, I was getting a nice gust of wind with my just completely air coming up my fucking crotch from the draft. It was very cool, but like everything went well though. That was pretty dope. It's fucking weird and surreal that like I've played to crowds playing music and it's just like, it's cool. This is like, we're fucking sitting and talking and these people are cheering like we fucking like just did. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems so, like, dude, we're sitting and talking, we're cracking jokes, and these motherfuckers are standing ovation. I'm like, what?
That shit was crazy, strange, bro. It made me feel weird. Like, telling a joke and having people laugh, like a few people in the room laugh is one thing, but telling a joke and having a full crowd of people laugh at the shit you say is surreal.
Yeah, there were people who were laughing that didn't know who we were, which was like the biggest compliment in the fucking world. Because like it's easy to like, it's a show and people are fans and people are always going to be really cool on the show and they're gonna like episodes that even sometimes when we're done with an episode, sometimes I think like, oh, that wasn't the best one ever, or we could have done a little bit better, or I could have done better here. Usually all the comments are super positive, and it's one thing to kind of look at that from a lens of like, oh, this is the audience. But when it's just like new people who just don't really know us as a unit and they're laughing along with us and they're like contributing in that way, it's like really fucking cool. And it made me hungry to do it more. Like I would
for sure.
I would love to do this more often, but
100%. I mean, and that should, because like you just said earlier, you say you don't consider yourself a comedian, but I don't know what else you would consider. I know what you're saying per se, but that's exactly what a comedian does.
I get it.
Like especially like a comic, they perform to a crowd and they make them laugh and hopefully they have a good time. So that's
there are also comedians. Like there's a lot of British comedians who aren't stand-up comedians. You know what I mean? Like they're just comedians. Like there is a difference between stand-up and just doing comedy. But I don't know, man. I thought we did great. I'm super happy with it. Shout out to all you guys for coming out. And also, shout out to the guy the first person who showed up to the VIP meetup gave us fucking Pirates Stagnetti's Revenge. That fucking porn that I brought up on a whim like 30 episodes ago, apparently, according to him.
You brought it with you, Dirk? As long as you got it. As long as someone has it.
I might hold on. Yeah, keep talking. I might have it.
You can't show it, though.
I can show the fucking cover. Not the back.
Is there no nudity
there's
on the cover?
There's no nudity on the cover. Yeah, there's no nudity on the cover.
I figure it's
there's
porn,
definitely,
so
there's
like,
definitely
why
not.
Wouldn't there be? But
yeah, no, there's definitely not. It looks like a legitimate. It's like a legitimate. If you didn't know what it was, like if you were like a boomer, you'd just be like, oh, I wonder which sequel this is. If you only saw the front, then the back, it's just degeneracy.
It's authentic. That's why I clicked on it when I was a kid. When I was like really little, I was like, what is this pirate movie? It looks like Johnny Depp's Pirates.
Just that they're all girls. Like, that sounds cool.
Just that they're all girls.
Hold on. Keep talking.
Yeah, he's gonna go find it. But that was the first thing that showed up. Then obviously the slap chop and a couple of other things. It's just really there it is.
Look at it first. Observe it first.
Make sure.
No, it's just like it's like a legitimate cover. Dun 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 dun.
That's like not a bad cover at all.
That's not. Like, these are just attractive women in Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm gonna watch this. I'm a child.
Who is in it? Who are the headlining names?
So I know one of them. Her name's Belladonna because she I explained this at the show. There was when I was in like 7th grade or whatever. I was a young teen. I discovered squirting and I was like, I've never seen anything like this before. And when I typed that in to just see what's all about, there was a girl that came up named Cytherea, squirting queen or squirt queen or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And then it said Belladonna does something with Cytherea.
I mean who?
So I know who Belladonna is. When I'm looking, I think it's the one on the bottom. I can't really tell because they look very similar other than the two blondes. Sasha Grey is a name that I recognize, but I don't know who that
Sasha
is.
Grey's famous. She's famous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jessie Jane. I mean, that sounds like a fucking cowgirl. Riley Steele. Who's that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Katsuni. Is there an Asian girl? Okay, that's obviously
I know
an Asian
who
girl.
that is.
you know, of course you do. Of course you do. She's probably on anime and shit too, huh?
Yes. What do you...
Yeah, I got you.
So disrespectful.
Stoya?
So disrespectful.
Just Stoya. Wait, Gabriella Fox?
Oh, yeah, Soya.
Wait, I was thinking... Yeah, Soya, definitely. You definitely know Soya, all right?
I do know Soya. God damn it. High school was a dark
Fox.
time.
No, that's Gabrielle Union. I don't know why. Who's Vivica A. Fox? No, that's like them mixed together. It's like Vivica A. Fox and Gabrielle Union mixed together. and whoever made this, it's June, Joone, a June film. Who the fuck spells June like that? Is that
I don't know.
I hope that's a last name. Or some stupid parents.
bless
Let's
him.
name our kid June with 2 O's. Because we fucking suck. We want our kid to get beaten up. But
That's
yeah,
not
thank
his real
you.
name. That's a stage name. That can't be someone's real fucking name.
I hope, but why would you pick that? Like, wouldn't you pick like Mr. Sex or something?
Mr. Sex. It's me, Mr. Sex, and this is my sidekick, friend. Fuck.
You gotta admit that name goes hard though. Like your name is just Mr. Sex. It's like, yeah.
But you want to just go into questions?
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah, let's go into questions now. I was trying to search for that guy who fucked up Dave Chappelle, or not fucked him up, tried to attack him and see what he's about, but I didn't. I was trying to read this article, but whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I give up.
Yeah, don't tackle comedians. How about that? How about don't do that?
It's a good one. It's a very good idea.
All right. Let's see. Yes, Peter, you are me, I am you, and this is a gun, wrote in. And nice. He says, hey, that's such a, hey, would you consider Darth Vader black since he's voiced by a black man?
But Darth Vader's like Anakin Skywalker. He's not a black man.
No. Anakin Skywalker is a white man. We're talking about Darth Vader.
Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker.
No, I understand that, but Darth Vader is Darth Vader.
That's the same character. That's like saying that Spider-Man, it could say the N-word because while he's Spider-Man, he's ambiguous. No, it's still Peter Parker.
No, well, can Black shoot Spider-Man?
No! I'd be fine with it. I'd be fine if Peter said nigga. I wouldn't trip. But I'd be like, he wouldn't.
The question isn't about the N-word. The question is just like, would you consider Darth Vader black since he's voiced by a black man?
No. I consider his voice actor black. That's so silly.
But Arbiter's black.
But Arbiter's Keith David. That's not the same thing.
No. Arbiter's voiced by Keith David. No, Keith David is black. No. Arbiter's not black.
Arbiter is...
Your brain's confused. You're not thinking. Okay?
Actually, it's... No,
Arbiter...
he's definitely correct.
Listen, okay? The difference between Arbiter and Vader is that there's a point where Vader is straight up a white man, so he's not black. But Arbiter is Keith David always. There's never a point where there's two characters that are Arbiter. Salvador is always a black man. So in my heart,
are you saying that he's putting on blackface as Darth Vader? Is that what you're saying?
To an extent, yes. Like Sonic. Original Sonic, the Jaleel White was Sonic in the fucking 2000s or in the early 90s. And he can say the N-word.
Oh.
What?
It's on the camera now.
Is it?
Come on.
Well, it hasn't gotten in the view yet.
Damn it. What a dickhead.
Porno.
It comes down. It looks like a person. It has Chris's face, but it's a bug.
That would be so fucking scary.
What?
No. Anyway, we got that out of the way.
I guess he's in blackface, so that settles it.
Yeah.
He's
So that's definitely
funniest
not the best
shit
thing.
ever, dog.
I don't know how to read this because it's a bunch of French shit. It looks like. Fun fact: Felix Faure, French president from 1895 to 99, died while getting head. Have a nice day. I don't believe
King
that.
shit.
That doesn't sound right to me.
King shit.
Probably is. I hope it was not why I was taking a shit too, like classic Blumpkin.
Fucking.
Well, that's what happens when you die anyway, right?
Sometimes.
It's more or less.
Sometimes you shit
if you have one in the chamber, if you have someone in the chamber, then you do shit your pants when you die. But if you
Dang,
don't have
bro.
anything in the chamber, you don't just magically summon shit.
Yeah, but
You
what
know,
are the odds of what are the odds of you being just perfectly? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I shit pretty regularly, so I don't just usually have shit just piling up in my ass.
I don't know, but what if you die?
How often do you shit a day? I only shit like once a day.
I try to get off 2.
How often do you shit
One
a day?
in the morning,
Chris?
one in the evening.
I shit only once
16.
a day.
He doesn't.
Six
He doesn't.
times.
He doesn't say 16.
I shit once a day.
I will never fucking forget this. I knew a kid in fucking 4th grade who insisted that he shat in the shower because it was the cleanest way to do it. And he didn't use any toilet paper. And when he grew up, he would never have to spend money on it. And I hope that kid is okay.
Bro, it's fucking those drains, man.
Yeah, that's a
Would
fucking.
he waffle stomp it down? Would he actually waffle stomp it down?
I didn't ask. I wasn't
probably-
even having a conversation with him. He just gave this information to me. And I didn't ask about that.
Where'd you go to school, Chris? Jesus Christ.
Catholic school.
Their parents just never taught him how to use the toilet proper.
Yeah, or worse, they taught him that.
Yeah, they well, I mean, I guess they would have to.
Yeah, it's like, listen,
otherwise
son. Listen, son, everything's clean here anyway. It's a clean machine. You're never dirty if you shit in the shower.
You're never dirty.
I know motherfuckers that would take showers after they shit, and then I was like, dude, you know, there's a bidet. Like, you should get one. And then it was like a whole new world,
Bro,
opened
I
up
got
the
to
whole
use
new
a bidet every time I went on Airbnbs. I'm very anal about getting bidets now because they're just the best.
Was that a pun? Was that a pun? Did you honestly just pun?
No.
Was that a pun?
Was that supposed to be a pun?
It was totally unintentional, but I was dope. That was an unintentional pun,
about
and it was pretty
bidets.
dope.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But
That was an unintentional pun. That was pretty
I'm
fire,
very
though.
specific. I want one. I want one every time. And now, after using a bidet, and angelic experience on the toilet.
Well, bro, you can't go. Look, it's hard to go back.
It is, dude.
Like a couple of places I lived had bidets. But now, unfortunately, didn't have the self heating ones because that's like that's dangerous.
Bro,
You get the self heating ones, then you literally can't use anything else.
The heated ones, Lord Christ, bro.
You're just gonna get fucking hemorrhoids because you're just never gonna want to stand the fuck up.
You're just gonna stand there all day.
You're just gonna sit there until your fucking whole body prolapses into the fucking drain.
The skeleton is just skin. It's just skin.
Yo, bro, like
I crawls in my skin and starts parading. I'm Kingston. I'm Kingston.
I'm Kingston. The fucking snake, the snake that crawls up the drain.
Oh
and
my
becomes
god! I'm Kingston. I'm Kingston. Look at me.
Oh my fucking god!
Look at me. like anyone ever says that?
Look at me. Look at me. I'm Kingston.
I'm Kingston.
Imagine
I'm
you're trying
Kingston
to disguise.
Jameson. Look at me.
You're trying to actively disguise yourself as someone else.
And you're saying, look
and
at
your
me.
best idea is to draw a ton of attention and say, "Look at me, look at me. I'm the person that I'm not that you think I am."
Look at me. Look at me. Don't I act
For
like
some
Kingston?
fucking reason, it works.
It's like the fucking. It's like the Men in Black, the sugar water guy.
Yeah.
Oh man, I saw videos of him trending earlier today for some reason. It was like the caption was just absolute lunatic performance, and it was him just like.
That's D'Onofrio, right? That's Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, it's Vincent D'Onofrio.
What makes it crazy is that, dude, I love Marvel shit, all right? I love Marvel shit. I'm a huge comic book fan. I like the Marvel Cinematic Universe still, even if some people don't like it. I'm still a fan of it. But God be praised, his performance in Daredevil was so fucking good, dude. Like, we just can't... every character in Marvel could and should have a show at that caliber. Every character has at least one or two storylines. One or two storylines that could be that quality of good. Every character. But we'll never get that.
What about that wheel character?
The big wheel... Sorry, every main comic...
Professor X?
No, he's... Huh? No, he's talking about the big wheel, literally. But the thing is that every like famous Marvel character, like Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, Moon Knight, Deadpool, all of them have the contact and the fucking story. Every character has at least one story that's like, damn, this is just straight up good. And we're never going to get that quality of stuff ever again.
Oh, hell no.
Never. And it sucks because Disney could really make shit that could be like, there's a reason why these characters have endured for so long. And they have so many people that love them. It's because they have the chops to be fantastic. But Disney's like, nah, man, it's got to be all the same, all similar.
Yeah, it's just in general, man. Because even like, let's say, as much as people enjoyed the Batman, I watched it and I was like, oh, that was pretty good. But I mean, like when you compare it everything now, like you compare everything to Daredevil, like it just, I'm like, this is the standard. Like this is the fucking standard.
But in all
amazing choreography and amazing acting.
In all fairness, though, Batman took a lot from their Daredevil. Lunatic. It took a lot from Daredevil, visually. It took a ton from it, and that's why the Batman was so good.
But I think that's a good idea. I just feel like it's just, I guess at the end of the day, first of all, I don't know what the hell Chris is doing. He's like fucking
he's having an aneurysm.
Sherlock Potter or something.
Sherlock missing a chromosome over here, bro.
Like something. Does Sherlock Holmes actually smoke a pipe, or is that just some bullshit some people made up?
My name is Sherlock. I can't find my home.
He was smoking straight ether. He was smoking straight ether. Just straight up just...
That's why he was so fucking brilliant. That's why he's so brilliant.
Smart because his brain is in the fifth dimension. That's why he's so smart.
Yeah, dude, what the hell was the question? we went to bidets and then to fucking Daredevil.
What the fuck was it?
Ether.
Oh, because we were talking about this guy's name who was talking about the French president from 1895 dying while getting head.
Hopefully dying on the toilet. Yeah, hopefully.
Anyway, that guy whose name I already read, so I won't read it again.
Oh, that was the name. We didn't even get to the question.
Yeah, we didn't even get to the question. And he said, "Hey, my bros. Is it cross-dressing if you play as a character of the opposite sex in a video game?"
No, it's stupid.
It's
not stupid. That's dumb. That's just like, what?
If I'm playing fucking Street Fighter and I do fucking Rainbow Mika, that's all cheeked up to hell. He was just fucking ridiculous. Her thighs are bigger than her fucking,
titties are big. Her ass is big. And they're just like, yo,
like they just the most horniest people. The most
titties
horniest
are big.
people
her ass
made
is big. Her pussy's big.
I like big pussy.
She was literally. I was 10 years old when that game came out. I was like, this character was made for 10-year-olds. Like someone was like, oh, like you're just starting to get a tickle in your balls, and this guy's like, we need to get these niggas to buy this game. Create a bitch. Everybody watches WWF right now. Make a bitch that's a wrestler that her thighs are bigger than these horny kids' bodies and her tits will fucking like crush their heads. And I was like, I need this game.
That is the kind of character that makes somebody dig in their pants. That'll make a teenage boy dig in his, like he's looking for his keys in his mom's purse.
With a shovel, with digging equipment.
Just fucking dig.
No, that shit changed my DNA, bro. That fucking game. Like actually, like Chun-Li was always a bad bitch, but then when I was already like, oh, Street Fighter Alpha 2 is dope. I love this series. And then 3, when they were showing the roster, and I was just like, oh,
what's that?
This is the
Chun-Li,
this is the greatest game I've ever seen in my fucking life.
I'm a Rose kind of man too. Rose got like
Rose has too many clothes on, bro.
She has too much clothes on, but she got a big old ass behind her. She got some nice titties. She's very clothed.
I always respected Cammy for me. I like Cammy, like, and especially when she would do that winning pose where she would show her ass, then
she would turn around
behind her. And I'm like, yo, don't do that. Don't fucking do that to me.
Look. I'm
trying to keep my pants clean. Don't do that. Don't do that shit to me.
Look, I'm a connoisseur of female fighting game characters because I usually play as female fighting game characters. You know, like my favorite character in Smash Bros. To play is Lucina. You know, my favorite Street Fighter character to play is Chun-Li, or other than Ken, it's Chun-Li or Armika because she be throwing that ass at people. You know. Whew. You know, Ivy is my girl in Street Fighter, and I'm in freaking Soul Calibur. And then in what's it called? I'm trying to remember the fighting game's name, and it's
do you know Mai from SNK, bro?
Yes.
From fucking from King of Fighters.
But then there's another. There's
good
another,
lord.
There's
good
another
fucking lord.
female character. If I'm in Killer Instinct, the girl with the lightsaber batons.
Orchid, bro.
Orchid. Oh, fucking my Orchid. Fucking god, bro.
She had an ultimate. She had an ultimate, which is her which is equivalent of what do you call it? Fatality.
Yeah.
Her ultimate was fucking flashing her tits, and it killed you.
Yes.
She would literally flash her tits.
She would flash her titties and you would
pop out
die,
of your head,
bro.
and then you would die.
Killer Instinct 2. She would show you. I swear to God.
Game?
Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct. Put in Killer Instinct. Put in Orchid Ultimate, or just put in Orchid like Flash. Put in Orchid Flash. It'll probably be better. And then the character's eyes pop out of their head and they die. It's fucking awesome.
Wait, I have to see this.
You have
what the fuck?
And Orchid's dope in Killer Instinct because she had in the original one, she had the lengthiest combo because of how you're able to extend it with her fucking triple kick floppy thing where her tits flying all over the place and shit with them fucking sabers and stuff.
Oh my god, that's so fucking ridiculous.
You see like the eyes pop out of their head?
She killed a dinosaur with it, bro. She flashed a dinosaur and the dinosaur was like, what? Dies.
The dinosaur just wanted meat, and then he just saw these tits. He's like, wait a minute, my DNA.
He's like, this, bro. I shouldn't want to fuck you, but I do, and he died. He died when he died. When that clicked, when that idea clicked in his mind, he was like, oh, I'm dead.
Dude, his eyes just...
That shit's awesome, right?
It's so ridiculous.
And then when she wins,
Yeah,
and then it goes. If you do a superb job, it goes to the screen and goes supreme victory, and her tits are like on the fucking screen and shit. And I was like, yeah.
You know what's funny too? It's like because I see a lot of people who are like, man, if you just want porn, why don't you just go look at porn? Why do games have to be so fucking objectifying? And it's like, it's not even that. It's just a pleasant thing to see.
Fuck you.
You know what I mean?
Fuck those guys.
Like, it's like,
hope they get
I
beat
look
up.
at this and I look at these like Cammy victory poses and shit. I'm like, damn, I miss when games were this just shameless about it. Like, I feel like we reverted at some point, like to like a more like we're very meek and very like afraid of this shit now. But it's like,
well,
dude,
this
shit was the best.
Sex positive feminism was the shit. This is why a lot of us were so upset when there was a bunch of motherfuckers like shitting on it, where they were being very negative about it, like, oh, stop objectifying women. I'm like, these women want to do that. It is their fucking choice to do it, and we love it. They love it.
That's what bothers me.
And their choice.
That's what bothers me more than anything else, because people have the right to be okay with their bodies. That's just simply how it's supposed to be. And if people, like, if there are characters who are attractive, there's nothing wrong with that. There have been attractive male characters since the dawn of fucking stories, dude. Just let there be
romance novels
characters,
with
dude.
They all look like what's that guy's name, Fabio or whatever.
Or Captain America. Everybody like fucking Captain America. It was like, dude,
bro,
just let it
Henry
rock.
Cavill, bro.
That image you're talking about,
beautiful man in the. What's up?
there's an image of Captain America where his chest is like 75% of his body.
By Rob Liefeld?
Terrible costume.
That's the best fucking drawing in the... Dude, I love when they did the Sam Wilson Captain America for the poster for Disney Plus. Somebody modified it to be that. It's the fucking... So he literally looks exactly the same. And that was the best. I love that someone did that.
But dude, it's like, it's so fucking... I don't know. It's really irritating that like it got to this place, because I feel like we were on such a good track. I feel like something really bad happened like early 2010s. Like early 2010s, something drastic shifted, and I don't know what the fuck it was, because like I genuinely feel like we were getting towards a point where we were almost... I feel like there was a point where we were on our way to not even really caring about anyone's like gender. You know what I mean? Like we didn't give a shit. It was like getting to that point, or like getting to the point where it's like, hey, everything's fine, man. Sexy images in television's fine. It's not a big deal. No one's freaking the fuck out. It was only Fox News that was tripping up about that shit. And then suddenly we just took like a couple steps back, and now it's like, everything's stupid.
For me, I feel like
100%.
the people always cared about it. People always bothered about it. But what happened is that as a kid, we grew up around people who weren't, for the most part, complete fucking maniacs. So, you know, when people in our groups, in our areas are like, oh, that woman wants to be attractive and go around looking attractive, by all means, that's fine. But we're not from think of the Midwest. That place is so backwards and empty and fucking full of tornadoes and fucking hills have eyes motherfuckers that they couldn't possibly be fine with everything. You know, like it's just that
I guess
the world got bigger to us.
Those motherfuckers... No, but see, like those motherfuckers never had any hand in the media.
They didn't.
This is the thing that was so upsetting. It was people that have always been in control, typically left-leaning people who live in fucking San Francisco or on the Northwest. You know, that are usually a lot of game developers and a lot of people in the industry and just industries in general. Certain people started getting in those positions, and they started being very sex negative because, and the reason why is because they were angry how men objectify and treat a lot of those women that are very sexy. You know, even though it's their choice to do it. It's kind of like a like Zombie Unicorn, if you guys remember that woman that was mad at those booth girls at like I don't know if it was E3, I can't remember what it was. But there was like those bang energy
like that,
chicks.
yeah.
I know what you mean.
They were promoting bang energy, and those girls, they're happy to have a job. They like being scantily clad. You know, they chose the job. They went out for it, and they're getting paid probably pretty well. And she's mad at that shit. And I'm like, this is not cool, because then there was people that actually had a lot of influence that were getting those jobs. And therefore, Japan, who's one of the most degenerate countries ever, had to fucking censor Rainbow Mika slapping her ass before she starts her fucking match. Like in the Street Fighter fucking 5, all of a sudden
full circle for Derek.
In full circle, bro. I remember when it's like, oh hell yeah, dude, we're getting new fucking Armika's fucking Street Fighter 5 or whatever, and then all of a sudden they showed her slapping her ass and doing her little thing, like point, and then they're like, we gotta cut it out because there's some people with influence complaining. And I'm like, what the fuck is get the fuck out of here.
They don't even play the game, bro. Get out of my life. Stay out of my fucking life.
That and it's like, that is such a... I want people to remember that when there was people, particularly bred to people, that said, oh, these motherfuckers. I'm like, dude, there was a specific reason why we were complaining. Yeah, it was dumb shit like that. It's not whatever's going on today,
dude. I will never forget the there was like a video or like an image of Anita Sarkeesian. She was at Bungie. And she was talking about sexism in video games, and she brought up a slide of people in the tower in Destiny 1, and men and women sit differently in Destiny. They have different sitting emotes, especially at that time. Like they just had like different. Now there's like a bunch. Mm-hmm. There's like you could pull out a chair out of nowhere.
They're all sort of
like,
neutral now, definitely.
They're all like whatever, but like back then it was like men and women had different default sitting animations. And that was brought up as an example of sexism in game design. and I could not fucking believe it.
Like
because it was the dumbest shit. It wasn't even like women were sitting with their pussies flashed open and men were like stroking their dicks while they were sitting. It wasn't like some fucking obnoxious shit. It was just they had the normal Titan sit, which was like this, you know? And then there was like the females were just like kind of like on their side like this. It wasn't crazy.
Oh no!
No.
She did the same thing with Arkham City, bro.
Chris,
she did the same thing with Arkham City.
Yeah. What makes it look? This is the end of the conversation for me. People don't understand the idea that different does not mean less.
Yeah,
different does not mean less. It doesn't. That has always confused me my whole life. You know, men and women are not the same. But that does not inherently mean women are less than men. We can still be equal, though we're different. The same with people that go through everyone is different from everybody else, but does not mean that one is bad. And that's such a fucking a cancerous thing because maybe somewhere in Anita Sarkeesian's mind, she's like, I'm trying to help, but she just sounds stupid. Because
not her particularly, but there are some women, they think they're doing something good. Not her, but there's some women that think like her.
Let's be real, right? Every single form of media, right? Women, when they're shown in a sitting pose, they're sitting usually more elegantly because women more often than not are depicted as more elegant than men. Now, I have no problem with a female titan sitting like a fucking juice head, you know, like fucking lifting weights while she's sitting. But also I have because I, myself, as a male hunter, have that same sitting emote where you're lying down on your side and your hands are in front of you because that sitting emote looks elegant and I like that one. And it looks funny
I don't know.
Because my hunter has a bunch of sniper rifles and he's sitting like that, you know? But it's just, people argue and they go after the dumbest things when there are so many huge problems, dude. Like, it's wild.
There's a million worse things happening right now.
There are huge problems going on in the game community,
but whatever. Who fucking cares?
There's a bunch of problems.
I'm getting upset thinking about it.
Think of that whole Cosby Room suite, bro. That shit was probably brought up years before it became a big thing. And they're like, this is sexism in video games. It's like, nah, not the women not being hired or not the women that, you know, gotta hear about men's erect dicks all day.
Again, that's why exactly, like I said, there was a reason why some of us, I think there was quite a few of us were making videos specifically about that, where I'm like, okay, video games, these little things. Oh, Batwoman, the way that she walks, she's walking too sexy, it's sexist. Spaghetti strap, people complaining about they can't wear spaghetti straps in high school. It was these things that I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this shit. It was it was literally like women getting acid thrown on their faces in the Middle East. I'm like, I care about that shit. It was very simple. Where it was like, that was mainly, and unfortunately there were some chuddy ass people that kind of hopped on and were like, oh yeah, fuck women. And I'm like, I didn't say that at all. I didn't say that at all, bro.
Dude, recently, just recently, I had this thing on Twitter where I was talking about the whole Roe v. Wade thing. And I'm like, you know, like, I don't like that this is potentially being overturned at all. And somebody was like, oh, I see you're catering to your new left-wing audience. And I'm like, dude, I have tweeted this exact opinion for the last 8 years minimum. Like, this is not, it wasn't even it's not like I'm hiding this shit. I literally did a video too. It was when Jordan Hunt kicked that woman on the street.
He did a spin kick. He did a spin kick.
That was a proper roundhouse. That was a proper roundhouse.
He even set first before he did it. And I was like, he put his hands to the side. I was like, yo, he's not gonna do it. He can't, he gonna fall. And he did it.
Dude. I literally in that video like had a whole section that was like, "Hey, I'm a pro-choice guy. Here's a good." It was like a joke argument, but it was like a genuine. Like, it's not like I've hid this. It's just so bizarre the shit that people just refuse to hear,
despite
telling them
what I feel like what happened is they saw some stuff of yours that they liked, and they just immediately assumed he's just like me. For one thing, like, you probably made a video about calm down, Anita, or somebody. Yeah, and then he's just like, yeah, I fucking hate women too. He's just like, oh yeah, like fucking, they definitely need everything stripped from them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they just go in a complete.
We can't control who absorbs our media, you know, and that's a problem.
Like, but you never said that. You never said that, and then they just bestowed it on you.
It's crazy because it happens to me too, dude. Like, I don't know how anyone could ever think I'm right wing based on all the wildly, like, the shit I post. You know, I post wild shit, but I don't post anything that's like, and women statistically are worse. And it's like, no, I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm always gushing about how much I love my girlfriend. Whenever something like this always comes up, I'm always very vocal about it.
That's pretty annoying, to be fair.
It's annoying. Oh, of course. It's annoying to me, and I'm doing it, you know, but like,
yeah.
But then, like, people, like, I say, like, oh, I'm really against, like, you know, police brutality. But it's like, wow, Sween, you're fucking changing your tune. It's like, when the fuck have I given?
I will say this. I'm totally in favor of police brutality. I think they should kill all of us. Quite frankly.
Not all. Well, but that's you. You
this
get killed.
This is my genuine. This is my genuine opinion. This is real. This is my. Look at me. This is my real opinion.
Stop. It's gonna be you. It's gonna be. This is the exact podcast they're gonna bring to the table, and they're gonna be like,
if they beat everyone equally, I wouldn't care. It'd be fine.
I would hate it because it'd be over policing, and that'd just be terrible. You guys are not fixing problems.
It would be bad, but it would at least be like less hypocritical.
It would be less hypocritical.
Everyone's ass.
You should. I'm gonna go see Doctor Strange tonight, and the cops are gonna shoot me.
You're fucking excited. Yeah, I'm seeing it tonight.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'll see it.
Copyright issues ruin everything, bro. Stu McGrath is my favorite fucking villain.
And it's not even Stu McGrath. And it's not even Stu McGrath.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Now I'm not excited because literally I had a band called Stu McGrath and a fucking podcast called The Chaos Dimension. That's my favorite nigga.
First and foremost,
he's not even in it.
Derek, the fact that Stu McGrath is your favorite villain is the most insane shit ever. I know Stu McGrath because of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and then I did like a deep dive on Doctor Strange like 6 years ago. So I was like, oh, I understand. He's one of the Dark Lords of the Dimensions with Dormammu and shit. You know, I learned that.
Is he that eye?
Yeah, he's the eye. He's a really tiny one in the game.
He's the...
That he steals your life.
He's the squid eye nigga.
He turns into stone sometimes. And I was like,
I didn't know that.
Dude, when I looked up what he was actually, Stu McGrath is nothing like he is in Marvel 2. He's a literal magic monster in like the regular comics. And I'm like, oh,
but so it's like, you think about all those, like any of those that are tied to that fucking universe, like Blackheart and shit.
They're
like
monsters. They're
the way that they portrayed him in these games, you can't tell how fucking evil and fucked up these people are. Like, it's just like, I love interdimensional and I love cosmic shit. Mm-hmm. So that's why, like, and Stu McGrath is just a cool design. It's just a fucking eye with tentacles, dude. Come on.
That's perfect hentai material. I mean, nothing. I wouldn't know that.
All right, next question. Let's not talk about hentai.
Yeah, let's go.
I wouldn't know that.
Let's see. The Papini Brothers Emporium of Bullet-Filled Uncles wrote in. He says, hello, my three dudes. Much like the heat-seeking briefcase from Hitman 3, what item would you want to be able to throw and have it forever follow its target? The rules are... I'm not going to read these rules because it's too restrictive. You want us to be creative with this. Listen, I will say, wasn't there like a conversation that you and I were having, Kingston, like years ago about like a theoretical destructo disc
and a very slow one? It was Jalen. Jalen was like,
like imagine for a moment you're like, I don't know, you're walking through the street in the city and then like you knock into someone and you make them drop their groceries and he turns around, he's fuming at you. You go like, oh, I'm sorry, and he's like, not sorry enough. Destructo disc, and he throws a destructo disc at you, but it moves
wildly slow,
like 1 inch an hour, maybe. It's like really slow, but it's always following you. It's always on your tail. It always knows where you are. You can't hide from it.
What makes it crazy
is just incredibly slow.
It would be on the news. It would be on the news. It's destroying places, you know?
And it's like cutting through things
and people
slowly
and stuff like that. Like somebody walks out of a room, you know, like you're like somebody throws it, and like it always goes straight forward because the shortest distance between 2 points is straight forward. So somebody's like resting on the wall. He's like, yeah, man. And then all of a sudden he feels a destructo disc grazing at his back, and he's like, ah, and then it slowly just moves through him into a room and keeps going.
No, but that's the thing. It would never be able to take anybody by surprise. It would never be able to do that because it's moving like 1 inch an hour max.
If it's moving as slow as that, like it'll never hit you.
But it's
but to know that it's always making progress towards
that
you.
shit would get to you. It would become.
I can be honest. I can be content because I could just fly to the other side of the world and live there. I can literally calculate how long it would take me to get there and then move again, which would take
No, but you have to understand, this is a floating thing in 3-dimensional space. So this is like, let's say you fly to the other side of the world, the destructo disc is now going down into the earth.
Forward period.
It's going forward towards you, depending on where you are. So it's theoretically like cutting through people's houses.
So
it's like a huge thing.
it doesn't abide by the rules of gravity.
No, it just, the only rule is where are you?
That's the rule. Because the idea of you, because what if you like go live across the planet, you're like, I'm living over here, and you don't actually understand how fast or slow 1 hour is, and then like you come to relax, and then you wake up and it's in your room, and you're like, what the fuck? And now your whole house is dangerous, Your whole house is dangerous.
That's the thing too, where it's like at some point it's one of those things where this thing moves so slowly that if you move far away from it and you don't have to think about it for a while, you probably just have to assume that it's just gone. It's just not, like, I haven't thought about this thing in years, like, and it hasn't been like a real problem in my life at all for like the last like year and a half. Like, is this thing even following me anymore? And then you wake up one day,
it's in your house.
Your kid is screaming.
At one point,
it's bright.
At one point, you can calculate it.
You can calculate
even if it comes directly towards you. Even if it, like, say, maybe you don't know that at first because you're just assuming it's gonna travel around the world like you, because of like gravity. You're thinking that it's just gonna like bring it around the world. But if it's just gonna cut through the crust and the core of the earth, then once you figure that out, then you can move again and be like, okay, this is where it is, and this is where I am, and then you can calculate the next time it'll meet you wherever you're going to be. So you can live a good life until that fucking day where it's just going to show up out from under the ground into your house.
It just comes out on a slant. What makes that crazy?
Where's the asshole that fucking did that? Do you whoop his ass? What do you do?
If you kill him, does it go away? Can he stop it?
Yeah, because I feel like it should be like a spell.
We never established the lore of this thing. We just kind of assume that
we do. We never establish lore on anything. We just make things, and there's always consequences, but we never stick around long enough to deal with the consequences.
I don't know, man. I always I don't have an answer to that question. I just like the idea. That idea reminded me of that destructive disc.
I got a destructo disc coming your way.
I think unanimously that's the answer.
For sure.
Awesome.
That shit would tax your mind eventually. Because it'd be funny. What if the speed altered a little bit, not a lot, but like a little bit? So there's one period of time where it's further ahead than it should be, and it's gonna fuck with the guy's mind. Like, wait, no, that's not the calculation. I know my fucking math, all right? I know global tilt. I understand how big the planet is in diameter. What the fuck's going on? You just fuck with it.
You're making an expansion pack right now.
Oh no, that's the best.
Yeah. This is the blood and wine of this destructive.
This is the play. I just started playing The Witcher 3 again because I to be honest, I never finished it. So
yeah.
I was like,
people were upset that it wasn't on the Sacred Symbols list for the top 25.
That's a interesting
point. Blood and wine is so well objectively. Like I hate to discredit you guys. It should have been up there over some other stuff.
Well, here's the thing.
Out of top 20,
it should have been up there.
Here's the thing, though. It should have been, and yet no one noticed.
I mean, I noticed
until I no, you didn't.
I definitely because Lily's brother said, "Where's Witcher?" Notice?
I so think of CD Projekt Red as like what PS4. It doesn't even compute When I think about
Right,
you're playing that
exactly.
shit, you're playing those games on fucking PC or something.
That was one of the reasons, but also, I don't know, man. Like, I never got sucked into The Witcher, and I also never finished it. Colin never finished it. Dustin never finished it. So it would be ridiculous for us to.
That's respectable
I will say,
as a fan. Never finished it. I get it.
I will say, Jesus Christ, I'm trying to finish it. The fucking quests are too long.
You know what's crazy?
And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. You get your money's worth for that fucking game. But I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm trying to move on to the next thing, and I'm just doing a favor for like fucking somebody, and it fucking took me an hour just to do this one side quest. I'm like,
what's crazy is for me, that game. So for me, Witcher and Red Dead were the two games that at first I wasn't really enjoying them. I was having a fine time playing them, but I wasn't enjoying them. And then there was a point in Witcher where you, spoiler alert, have you finished the game and do you know the game? And how far are you?
Oh, me? Oh, no, I'm not far into it. I just met up with Yennefer for the first time.
Okay. Before that point, there was a point where you meet some guy in the area you're at, and I got so hooked on that game. And then you get to a point where the game should end, and it doesn't. And maybe a month straight, I was just playing Witcher every, Chris was around when I was doing that. I was playing Witcher every fucking night because it was so good. And like, I can't really think of a game that has that degree of like story. Witcher is like the opposite of Elden Ring, where the gameplay, not always the most fun.
You're totally
not always the most
totally
fun,
right.
but the story's so good. And Elden Ring is the
complete opposite.
If they can combine those two, then the angels will open up. The gates heaven would split open.
You can't do that. It's impossible.
Yeah, I actually don't think it is. I think there's diminishing returns the second you choose to do something like that. I think
then you got to make a choice as a designer.
Yeah, I think you have to make a choice.
I think you can accommodate both groups.
Because the games with the best stories typically don't have gameplay that matches, and vice versa.
Right.
Really,
it's like fucking Dragon Age Origins. So fucking great fucking story. So interactive.
Yeah.
I'll fucking literally put it down when it's time for combat. I'll go make myself a sandwich while fucking and then just map out my shit, and then I'll leave.
And then you have a game like Tetris, which I think plays perfectly, but like there's that you can't.
Could you imagine Tetris with a compelling story? I think they would have stopped video games then. They would have been like, all right, no more. This medium is dangerous.
No way it can be good.
This medium is dangerous. We can't have this exist. Sorry.
Somebody wrote in who was like, how dare you put Tetris Effect? I'm like, you should play Tetris Effect. You fucking hated it, and then you played it for a little bit, and then you realized that it's a fucking good ass game.
I never hated it. I was just bad at Tetris. There's a difference. I was very bad at Tetris, and then I got way better because I kept playing Tetris until I played it in front of you, Smokey, and Lily, and you guys were all just like, you're so fucking garbage at this game. And I was like, I'm not that bad. I'm getting better.
Yo, let me tell you, I know I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but Zach Hadel, Psychic Pebbles, is a fucking Tetris fiend.
Unearthly.
He's a monster.
Unearthly, bro.
It is one of the scariest things I've ever seen.
It kind of makes sense though. For some reason, I can see him doing that and being like.
It didn't surprise me necessarily, but it also like
you weren't expecting it.
I was not expecting it. Yeah, it was just a very strange. It was like watching It was like watching a South Korean play anything. You know, it was just like a very scary thing to see. But let's we'll do one more. Let's
try to do a couple, man. We
let's do a lightning round.
Let's do it.
Wow, this podcast went by quick because I didn't even notice.
Yeah. Well, we had a lot to talk about because we didn't,
fucking Ivy's fat titties. But what's next?
All right. Hold on. There's a bug flying around my head, Ronan. He says, "Hello, fellow Puerto Ricans, fellow sex haver, and Sweeney. Been a while since I asked a question. Hope you're doing well." I'm really interested in VR, and I'm hoping to save up for a Valve Index when I get a job again, so I come to you with a hypothetical. VR has advanced to the point where it's indistinguishable from reality, and you have the choice to pick one franchise to play in. Total freedom is allowed. The NPCs are lifelike. You can enter and leave whenever you want, but it's the only game you get to play on it. So it's basically limiting your future with VR to one world.
It's easy for me, but what do you guys think?
It's easy for me, too. Yeah.
Obviously Tetris.
Tetris Effect in VR is available to play, and it is awesome. I will say
that shit is intense, bro. That shit's really intense.
But I'm going Spider-Man, dude. Like I want that. I know there's like an obvious answer in the sense of like, oh, GTA because it's just but like I want to swing.
Oh no,
I want to swing.
Oh, for me, it's either Mass Effect or Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, D&D.
Yeah, Mass Effect, D&D, or Destiny. It's pretty much all D&D based games. So,
you don't want D&D.
I would definitely do Mass
Effect
because I want to have sex with some aliens for sure.
Yeah, D&D, I want to fuck a tiefling. You know how badly I want to fuck a tiefling, bro? You know how badly I want to pull their horns while I'm fucking bombarding the back of them? Fucking.
Yeah. I feel you, bro. Like I'm bringing this shit to real life. I'm gonna force my girl to wear fucking Mass Effect cosplay. I'm gonna force her. She doesn't have an option. I'm like these motherfuckers with Roe v. Wade. I'll be like, hey, yo, you're gonna do this.
There's no,
oh my God.
There's no if, ands, or buts. You're doing this.
All right, next question.
It's UV me. How about that?
UV. Nice.
King of Haphazard wrote in.
King.
Hey.
My
he said, what's up, you hapless slaves to comedy? I've been replaying Tony Hawk's Underground on PS2, and it occurred to me that the jokes in this game are way more edgy and suggestive than anything modern outside of GTA or something. And it got me thinking, what's a game you absolutely adored growing up, but could or should never, ever be remastered? I was actually thinking about this, but it is actually happening. Destroy All Humans 2 is a game that is being remade and remastered as it was, which is insane because the whole point of that game, Destroy All Humans 2's story is about, like, it's about these aliens who come to this planet because they need to harvest human DNA to get themselves unmutated because their race is born without genitals and they can't reproduce now. So they have to clone. That's their reproduction cycle. And the whole point of Destroy All Humans 2 is that he's the first clone with a dick. So he's just going around boning human women. And it's fucking obnoxiously... It is so sexist, it's hilarious. Yeah. Like, there's this Russian spy who's like this like black cat type. And she's like all latexed up. It's so... out there that I'm actually super excited to see if they cut anything from it because I don't think they are because they're this foreign studio that's like working out of like Eastern Europe. They don't give a shit.
Oh, they don't give a fuck. So they're just
nothing. Europeans don't care, bro. I love it.
Yeah. Nothing was censored at all in the original Destroy All Humans, which like wasn't as egregious, but it was still kind of like up there. It's like, commie motherfucker, it's like all that shit. So I'm looking forward to that. But it's definitely something that should not exist.
This is one game I really want them to remake. I really want them to remake Baldur's Gate or Dragon Age Origin and Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Those 3 games, based on the modern way Baldur's Gate 3 plays, could be amazing. But Dragon Age Origins and Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 in particular they're so perfect in the sense that way they exist, but they could be done so much better at the same time that I'm just afraid they're gonna fuck it up, Like, I'm sure they're gonna fuck up Dragon Age Origins if they remake it. I feel like they're gonna remake it. I have a very strong feeling it's gonna happen.
I mean, they didn't fuck... Dude, they did a brilliant job with fucking
Inquisition?
Mass Effect 1.
That's true.
Well, what I'm saying is they did... Like, I think I would trust them to just tweak a couple of things, update the graphics, and then fucking just put it out. And the game is, they need to fucking do it, bro. They need to do it because, and Inquisition, I think Inquisition I feel like Inquisition got a lot. It's weird because like it's half and half. I heard people that really enjoyed it, and then there's just niggas that fucking hated.
How do you hate Inquisition? It's such a good game.
I don't understand
I never played any of them.
I don't understand the people that hated it. I'm not sure about... I understand why a lot of people hated the second one, because it was so wildly different than the first one. But I feel like the Inquisition was like... They took the best things from both, and then here it is. And I thought it was pretty solid, and I thought the game looked gorgeous, too.
You know what I think it is? You lost your Grey Warden. That's why people probably got mad.
That's a good point, and you literally never get to do anything. Like, I wish I could have, like, recreated them, like how you could make another Ethan Hawke. Like you meet up with Hawk,
yeah,
and I'm like, I was like, I don't give a fuck about this nigga. I don't care about this dude. Like I get like I wanted my Grey Warden. And
That's
then
the thing.
you get messages or some shit, and I was like,
you hear
bro.
about what your Grey Warden's doing, not with you, and you're like, no, I want my character. That's me.
Yeah, they could have done something different with that. That I understand why people are mad about that shit, but overall, like I can't believe that game came out in 2014. I'm like,
people wouldn't stop talking about it too, and I was like, what the? Because that's before I played Dragon Age Origins. I played Origins in like 2000, like maybe 15, 14 is when I played Origins.
Oh, no shit.
And I was just, because I didn't care. That's before I really started. That's before I started dealing with like Western RPGs in general. Because I was very much so a weeb at that stage of my life.
Gotcha.
So I was like, oh my god, we're even better at storytelling.
Should we wrap this? I mean, we're a lot better at storytelling. Their fucking stories are stupid.
Stop.
Their stories are dumb as fuck.
Don't say that. I don't think that's true.
They're fucking. You know they're stupid.
Look.
I will say. I am playing Yakuza Like a Dragon right now, and that game is ridiculous. The first thing you do is chase down a man who's making porn of animals fucking. And that's like the first mission of the game is you chase this guy down, tackle him, and beat him up. And
that's awesome.
It's ridiculous.
Look.
It's awesome. I like it. I like it a lot.
But that's the thing. It's great, but you also acknowledge that all of their stories are wacky as
guys,
fuck.
calm. Look. Okay, look.
It ain't Red Dead 2,
I
man.
am not going to sit here and say that Japanese storytelling is better than American. I personally prefer Western RPGs, especially the ones that have come out as of the last 5 years. They do stand at a higher level than some of the JRPGs I've played. But
it's because they're trying. It's literally like dude. This is how JRPGs make their story. They just say stuff and then they just do it. There's no revisions in their stories. They're like, how about this happens? Cool, render it, and then it just happens.
Render it.
That's so disrespectful. I don't stand by that. I don't agree with that narrative at all.
I totally do.
I completely 100% respect JRPGs. Am I gonna play one anytime soon? Fuck no. Fuck no. Fuck no. I'm not a fucking teenager anymore. But I respect them. Am I ever gonna play Yakuza? God. No, nigga, no. But I respect the games.
Yakuza, I like Yakuza, but
they're all fun. It's just the story is never the memorable part.
I don't know.
It's
man.
always the journey.
Persona 4 story is a memorable story. It's a really good story.
That's a little different because that's what the game is surrounded by. It's not a game where you do like wild, transformative, fucking crazy Final Fantasy or Yakuza where the combat is so over the top. It's fun.
Yeah. Oh my god. I think
because they try. God damn.
Now's a good time.
Look, it's not in a disrespectful way. It's like the way that Western, they just do this. They go, "How about this? No, that's stupid. Let's try it again." Right? And then in Japan, they go, "How about this? Yes." What's next? Yes. And then it just keeps going. It just keeps going till it's finished.
Disrespectful.
All right. That's it.
Are we finished or should we do more? Yes.
We should. So yes.
That is so weird.
Are you okay? Do you need help? Yes.
Yes. Are we going to need more people on the team? Are we finished? What do you think? I'm not sure. What's our budget? Yes.
All right, guys. If you like what you heard today, consider supporting us over at patreon.com/thesnarktank. $1 a month gets you access to every episode and access to bonus solo episodes. $5 gets you a question read on the show. $10 gets you access to our Discord server. That's one payment and you're in for good. And $25 gets your name dyslexically read at the end of the show, which I will do later because I have a showing for a movie that I have to go get to.
That's a good point.
3, 2, 1. Hey, how's it going? I'm back. We gotta read the names. We gotta read the names now. Sorry, but we waited a little bit. 1234123. Tusk 636. Obi whatcha blow me. Obi won't you blow me? Oh, nice. It's like a Star Wars thing. Sweet. The guy who threw his shoes at George Bush. Oh, welcome. I haven't heard from you in a while. Dick Grayson. Zach Cool Number. I can't believe Ariana Grande used her multiple ethnicities to erase Sween's girlfriend. Sad. The Nerd Therapist. Detective Halligan, Slayer of Druids. Carlos Aguilar gets no bitches. Ooh, come on, get homo with the man's ass. Okay. Tevin DeBlack, Bing Chiling, I'm squirting in the dungeon. How can anyone think Attack on Titan is good when Defense Against Midget is so much better? God damn it. I hate that even remotely cracked me. Yours disassemble, parentheses Minecraft. Mintberry, let me the fuck in. Back Alley and Pass Dealer. ZE, my number is a bunch of numbers that I'm not going to read because that could be somebody's actual number. And yes, Christopher Raymond Maldonado, I'm okay with my number out there. That's cool. I'm not going to do that though. Saint Maxi, Sweeney probably grunts like Tim Allen during sex. All Stawall, okay, you said it right. Mega Man X8 guy, and the lack of anything funny to say at this time. AV or Avi, the race war is starting. Derek, what side will you choose? I became a patron and spent $25 not to be able to come up with a clever name. Wage Slave 583. Everyone together. 1, 2, 3, come. I feel gay. Fuck you. Feelings of ecstasy sink as cum is slowly absorbed by his microphone, replaced only by shame. Dead inside. I met you, bro. Arcane Furukawa. The Papini Brothers Emporium of bullet-filled uncles. Shrinkus Funkeldunk. The warlock who is using transversive steps. The National, Richmond, Virginia, April 30th. tinyurl.com/sacred200. That show's over now, but I appreciate the promotion anyway. Sweeney, it's okay. My girlfriend isn't real either. I have PPSD. Ryber525 and the mystery of the sudden uptick in tomboy appreciation, racist snake, and $25 gets your name dyslexically read at the end of the show, which I will now do. Parentheses, audio listeners only. Fun fact, Felix Faure, French president from 1895 to 99, died while getting head. Have a nice day. Tell him Steve Dave, Antiphus Maximus, who deleted Putin's scrotum. God is dead because Amber Heard killed him. Ooh. John Strickland, the unfortunate naming of NBA coach Steve Kerr's son. Big Boo Limpy Sniggins, parentheses Lil. Merck's 1889, Downey McFrowny. If I had a nickel for every time Chris was on a podcast talking about if alien fucking is bestiality, I'd have 2 nickels. I came looking for man's butt. See, I know who you are, Chris Handsome. The First Church of Keith David now accepting donations. Oh my God. I was born exactly 9 months and 4 days after September 11th, 2001. My parents saw the Twin Towers and were like, we need to have sex. That's horrifying. Drunken Doulahan, Pre-Roz, Breaking Benjamin Shapiro, Cum Man, the Man of Cum, Blake896, Fucking Kill Me, Tom Sweeney, pointing at Nikocado Avocados, beat up rear meat. It's sagging and it's infinite. Ryan Lucchesi, or I was told recently it's Lucchesi. But whatever, I don't fucking care. Ethan Teague, Sloshy Scout, never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Reality Calls by Chris Reagan is an amazing song. Oh, thank you. Yes, Peter, you are me, I am you, and this is a gun. Hard Hat Skydiver, Alaskan Oilfield Trash, Marcus Shorten, Game Controller 25, Nikki Ziggy, Murderous Ended, Jeremy of the Quartering here. Your episode really upset me, so I'm going to make 9 videos over 3 days on it. And piss in my basement. Lobotomized Jesus and his merry band of figure nuggets. I got distracted by my phone. Galaxy Quest is the best Star Trek movie. I will die on this hill. Remember Sacredart Arbener. I don't know how to say that. The only stick I touch while driving is my penis. Parentheses, I masturbate while driving. Her roasted spicy mushrooms. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. That's a pretty nice cock. Sweeney's clown pussy goes honk honk. Yummy, 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 come inside my tummy. Jackson Absage, Bradley Brave. Etherean, Chris Gate, my Pajarian hunting ass. All hands on dick. Please set aside my donations until there's enough money to send Kingston to a public speaking class because goddamn, man. Melphis 1, Warlock, Hexblade Supremacist, Richter 86, and the King of Haphazard. Thank you all for supporting the Snark Tank. I'll see you in hell.